Okay. All right. Hey guys, thanks for coming. This is our February The Bling team call. And we're going to talk about 12 tips for successful coaches. But first, I do want to go over, there are 7 events coming up. Most of them are on the computer. Let me fix this really fast. Most of them are on the computer, so if you can join that, that's good. There are a couple that are live. So the very first one that I just saw, this is actually through the Beachbody Champions page. I don't know if you're all a part of that. If you're not, I can add you, or you can find it. It's just called Beachbody Champions. It's kind of all Beachbody coaches, and they put just different information in there. So this is called Get a Yes. It's an event on that page. Get a Yes by Kim Carver. He's awesome. Anything he does is really, really good. So that's on Thursday at 6 p.m. And I'm sure they'll record it, I think, and then post it. It's actually a 2-part series. I don't remember what the second part is, but it starts on Thursday at 6 p.m. If you can't make it live, I'm sure they'll record it and put it in that Beachbody Champions page. Okay, the next one on Sparta Nation. If you've ever heard of Teamzy, it's like kind of an organization type thing for Beachbody coaches. It was made by Beachbody coaches for Beachbody coaches. There's going to be a little tutorial on that to see if you would like to use that or not. That's February 13th at 12 p.m. Again, I'm assuming it's going to be recorded if you can't make it. That's a Sparta Nation event. Okay. Check that out. February 15th, that's a Wednesday night, 6 p.m. It's Trina Gray. She is coming to Indianapolis, and she's a superstar diamond. She's going to talk about her best practices, what works for her, what didn't work for her. She knows what she's talking about. She's an awesome speaker. So if you can make that, I will be driving up if anybody wants to ride with me. Tickets are on sale on the Sparta Nation page, I believe. So that's Sparta Nation. That is a live event, so one that we actually attend. On February 20th, I'm hosting a Love Your Body boot camp. So if you have anyone, maybe you have, you already have a challenge group going, but you need other people to be in a challenge. Is someone raising their hand? I love when people do that. Okay. Oh, I got it. I think it was an accident. If you have any challengers that need a challenge group, but maybe you're kind of right in the middle of one right now, you can add them to my challenge group on February 20th, but I just ask that you join with them so that you can still be their coach and support them. Okay. Let's see, Tuesday, February 21st at 8 p.m. This is a Sparta Nation surge. So a surge is like when a whole bunch of people and teams and whatever come together. Sparta Nation is joining Danielle Natoni, Fit and Funky. She's kind of Shanti's right-hand woman. They're going to be together, Julie, Danielle, Julie's my coach, Danielle, Doug Moss from corporate, Jamie Fitzpatrick, I think he's like number 5 or something in network. Melanie Mitro, she's number one coach. And then Joel and Jericho will also be on this surge. So you can join that. It's going to be 2 hours. So you can pop in, pop out whenever you need to. I don't know if it will be recorded since it's so long. So I'm assuming that they're going to put a kind of a calendar in there to say who's going to be speaking at what time. So it's 2 hours. So if you can't be there 2 hours, I understand that. Okay. So you can pop in whenever you can. Again, that's a call. It's just something that you watch. You don't have to be in a room. All right. February 25th. We only have 2 more left. February 25th at 9 a.m. Shanti's coming to town, and we love when he comes to town. It's definitely maybe better than Santa Claus. So last year was, I don't even have words for what last year was. It was just unreal. So awesome. There are tickets on julievoris.com if you haven't got those tickets, February 25th. And then lastly, last event is Super Saturday, is March 18th from 9 to 12. That's in Indianapolis. I don't know who the trainer is. There is a trainer coming. All I know, okay, I did know about Darren last time, but I seriously don't know who's coming this time, but they just say it's going to be good. So a trainer is coming to our Super Saturday on March 18th. And that's all I know about that. Okay, so let's get into it. 12 tips for successful coaches. So I don't have a slideshow or anything because I thought that I don't really need a slideshow for this. So I'm just going to go through tips. I'll tell you the tip and then you can take notes if you'd like. So the first tip that I want to give you is to communicate with your spouse about your intentions with the business. A lot of times that can hold your business back if your spouse isn't on board, if he or she doesn't know which direction you're taking it. And I know that from experience. And he's probably in the kitchen listening to right now. But he thought it was just going to be this thing that was going to, I was just going to sell some stuff and then quit and go sell some more stuff, And I really didn't share my intentions with him for quite a while because I was scared and I really wasn't sure what my intentions were. So once I did share what I wanted to do with this, he was much more go get him, Tiger, because he owns his business too. So he knows what it's like. One thing that I did do is I tried to get him on board with the health and fitness part. Selfishly more for me because I needed him as an accountability partner, but he was the health and fitness guy before I was. So if we would do programs together, we'd drink Shakeology together. However, it took him a long time to drink Shakeology because he was like, I'm not drinking that stuff, like everybody did. But now, 3.5 years later, we both drink it every day. We both work out. We did hammer and chisel together. That was probably the best thing to help him become a product of the product as well and really believe in it. So that's my number one tip, is to be a team in it, communicate with your spouse your intentions for the business. Number two, take good care of your own health. And that's one of our vital behaviors, is to drink our shake, work out, personal development, just to make our minds happy, because we can feel good physically, but if our mind is like, everywhere, then that's going, in my case, my mind just takes over my body. If my body feels good and my mind doesn't feel good, then it's over, game over, right? So that's why I make sure I read or listen to something every single day. I start my day with that so that the rest of the day is better. Number three, gain knowledge and apply the knowledge. So let's say we go to a training, we get all this stuff, this knowledge, we write it down, we have these good intentions, and we get home and then we never look at that again. I am guilty of that a lot. Same thing with personal development. If you're reading and you learn something, apply it. Try to apply it that day, because it's going to stick in your mind. And the next day you're going to think, you know what? I should do that again because it made me feel good. If, let's see. So like national wake-up calls, there was a really good national wake-up call today. Any trainings, if you learn something from someone, try to apply it rather than just hear it and then get rid of it. Number four, escape your business. Set business hours. That's a hard one for me. Some people are like, oh yes, I'm escaping this. But I have a checklist, and if the checklist is not done, then it drives me nuts. I'm a checklist person. So I have to set business hours. I have to say, okay, at this time, usually around 9 o'clock, I'm turning off my phone and I'm going back to number one. I'm going to communicate with my spouse. That's our spouse time. And sometimes I fall asleep, and if he falls asleep and I'm not asleep, then sometimes I'll get back on my phone and work a little bit more if I'm still awake. But I'm very intentional about that time, trying to stay off my phone during my spouse time. I used to get up an hour earlier before anyone so I can do a little work. because I knew during the day it wasn't really going to happen when the kids were home. So I'd get up earlier and I'd stay up later just so I could get that time. I don't have to do that now because it, like Dave Ramsey said, live like no one else so later you can live like no one else. Well, I stayed up late. I got up early. I did what no one else wanted to do. So now I don't have to do that. But set business hours. Also, so at the end of the month, you're not scrambling and you have to work like crazy at the end of the month. And you have to push those business hours out of the way. If you do it every single day and keep your business hours, then you're going to hit your goals and you won't have to be scrambling at the end of the month. And your spouse won't be mad at you because you're on the phone all the time. All right. Let's see. Number 5, sacrifice, but remain true to your priorities. So there are some things that we have to sacrifice to, again, live like no one else, so later we can live like no one else. So let's see, Super Saturdays, I think there have been about 12, maybe more since I've been a coach. And every Super Saturday I've been there. I didn't have to miss anything. I thought, you know what, it's a Saturday. I woke up a Saturday. I don't have anything to do. I'm going to go Super Saturday. That's totally not true. I bet seriously 10 out of the 12 Super Saturdays, there was something going on that I sacrificed because I knew how important it was to be in that room. I've missed kids' basketball games, but you know what? They have like 24 other basketball games. I've missed dance things, but I've seen the dance. I know what the dance looks like. I know when she's going to flip and turn and whatever. So I sacrifice those things. And my kids also understand that I'm not going to be there because mommy can take them on vacations. Mommy can take them on cruises. And mommy wants to put a pool in the backyard. That's why she's doing these things. So they understand. Okay, Heidi said, let me get my chat up here. Okay, Heidi missed number 5. Number 5 was sacrifice, but remain true to your priorities. So that's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now. So you may need to sacrifice a little bit of sleep, but if your priorities are your family, you're going to sacrifice your sleep so that you can spend time with your family. Again, you're not going to be sacrificing sleep for the rest of your life. Just these little moments so that you can get to where you want to in your business and be able to give a little more and get a little more sleep. Number 6, tweak things when they are not working. So if you keep trying something, it's just not working, change it. And that's probably the hardest thing to do is when you get an idea, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to do this and this and this, and it's just not working. Totally wipe the board off and start over. And always talk to your coach. They may have just a little tweak of that thing that may help you a little better. But don't worry about if it's not working for you, try something different. What works for another coach may totally not work for me. Number 7, be coachable. So being coachable means that when, let's say you come to your coach for advice and they give you the advice and you're like, yeah, that's a good idea, but you don't really follow through, kind of like on the gain knowledge, apply knowledge. So take their advice and really work with it rather than being like, that's going to make me uncomfortable. I don't think I'm going to do that. Here's an example. Going live on Facebook. I think everybody should go live on Facebook because people can see you, can see the real you, and because they're going to join you. They aren't joining you for the products. They're joining you for you. So if they see you on Facebook live, then that makes them think like, oh yeah, either it reminds them that they wanted to join or it really shows them the real you. So when I say go Facebook live, I physically feel the blood draining from that person's face, and I know it's going to put them in an uncomfortable position, but I also know I'm going to set them up for success because that's what works. So when you get advice, when you receive advice, really try to take it to heart and go for it because Well, I know in my case, when Julie tells me to do something, I never not do it. I absolutely 100% do it every single time, whether I feel nervous about it or not, because I know she's setting me up for success. Number 8, be present, show up, make things happen, and everything will fall into place. I know that it's really hard sometimes to show up to live events, but again, we need to sacrifice a little bit to in order to remain true to our priorities. Okay, so sacrifice a little bit, show up, be present. Carrie and I went up to the Doug Moss event, and it wasn't convenient. It wasn't. I mean, I would have rather stayed home and did a little work or hung out with my family, but we made a choice to go there because we know that live events is what keeps us going. Here's a little analogy of that, I guess. So think of yourself as the best cell phone ever. So you're like the iPhone 7 Plus, if they have one of those, okay? And so you work so well, and everybody wants you as their cell phone, but occasionally we have to charge our batteries or we die, right? So we have to find a charger or a live event, and we have to recharge our batteries, because if we let our phone go this whole time and just smooth sail, we're eventually going to die. Our battery's going to die, and it's going to be really hard, if not impossible, to charge our batteries again. So that's why we have live events, because when you get into this room with all these people who are excited and have the same passion as you, then your batteries get charged up and you're ready to go again. So live events are super important. Be present, show up, make things happen. Again, I mean, if you are on vacation, totally get that. There's certain reasons that you're not going to be there, but there are certain reasons you should be there, like if you just don't feel like it. Number 9, create a culture of success. I'm a huge believer in the law of attraction. I think that what you think is going to happen really is what is going to happen. So if you are saying like, oh, I don't think it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. If you think I'm going to make $5,000 in 2 months or whatever, it will happen, because it may not happen right away, but it will eventually happen because you say it's going to happen. I remember my success partner, April, she said she was talking to her husband kind of early in the business, and she turned to him, she said, I'm going to make $1 million in this business. And he was like, yeah, okay. But she said, I still totally believe that. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to make $1 million. So she set herself up for success, and she's moving towards that. I'm going to make $1 million. Okay. Everybody know that. Okay. Let's just say that now. Setting myself up for success. All right. Number 10. I'm on number 10, right? Do you have 9 written down? Okay, good. Number 10. Stay off the pity bus. Isn't that sometimes hard to stay off the pity bus, like the pity party bus? I had a little bit of a pity party earlier for myself. And as it was kind of funny, I was writing these little tips down. I'm like, just not feeling it. Like I'm having kind of a pity party. I'm like, wait, this is exactly what I need not to do. So that's going to be one of my tips, is not have a pity party for yourself. Stay off the pity bus and just say, you know what, things happen. I'm moving forward. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to get rid of the excuses that I just don't feel like it. And I'm going to do it anyway. Problems come, but we need to find solutions for them. So I always like to say, if you come to me with a problem, what's the solution going to be? Because more than likely, you already know the solution. Sometimes we just want to vent. That works too. I want to vent sometimes, but I always need to let myself vent for a few minutes and then move on, because I can get stuck in my own head, and that's where personal development comes in as well. Number 11, share freely. So if you have anything that is really working for you, please share it with the team. I mean to. I have good intentions of sharing things that, that worked, and I mean to share it, and then I just forget, or I don't even realize that either I haven't realized that I haven't shared it, or that I didn't realize that it's actually working for me. It's like a thing. So if you find anything that's working for you, please share with the team. We all have different, we don't all have super different followers or whatever. We may have the same ones, especially since we're all kind of from the same, well, same center of the United States. So we may have the same followers, but we also have different followers. So we're not going to steal from each other. So sharing ideas is really important. Then last one, number 12, be the CEO of your own business. That's kind of that one gets me every time, because I think if I'm the CEO of my business and I have a brick and mortar store, I have to go to work every single day or I don't make any money. I have to go to work every single day or I can't pay my bills. Excuse me. I have to go to work every single day. Even if Michael, okay, let's just pretend that I'm single and there's one, and I have to go to work every single day, or what happens? I lose my house, I lose my car, I lose everything, right? So I want to be the CEO of my own business. Even though I don't have a store to go to, I want to come in here and sit at my desk every single day. And even if I have a few minutes, I want to do a few minutes of work because I'm the CEO of my own business. So we have our coach hat that we wear, and we have our CEO hat that we wear. Our coach hat is like, yay, Ra, good job, keep working out, it's hard, but we're doing good, get that meal plan in. And our CEO hat is like, all right, like this is my job, this is my business. It's not a thing that I kind of want to do sometimes, and for some people it is, but for me it's not. I'm the CEO, I'm going to do this, I decided I'm going to do this, I said I'm going to do it, I'm setting myself up for success. So allow yourself to have success. A lot of times that can be scary. We get stuck in the what if I'm not successful category, but allow yourself to have success and say, what if I am successful? Change your mindset with that. Let's see. And I take it personally when you guys aren't successful, because I feel like it's something that I have done, and my CEO hat is like thrown in the lake, because like then I get it's not a business for me, it's personal, and I'm emotional about it. And so I want everyone to succeed. And so if you don't succeed, then I feel like it's my fault. So please, if I can help in any way, I definitely want to help you. I want to help you become a CEO and see where this business can take you. I want you to see the opportunity that's in front of you. All right, let me make sure I didn't have anything else. Right, I think that's it. Oh, I wanted to give you one book. I haven't read it, but I heard that it's great. It's called Developing the Leaders Around You. And you were on this call, so to me, you are all leaders, because we have like almost 300 coaches on the Bling team, and you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 showed up. So you're showing up. That was one of the tips, and that's a huge thing. You maybe had to sacrifice something. You probably didn't really want to be here at 8:30 on a Monday, but you showed up anyway, and that speaks volumes. So the book is called Developing the Leaders Around You by John Maxwell. Again, I haven't read it yet, but I hear it's awesome. Developing the Leaders Around You by John Maxwell. Okay, so you can unmute yourself if you want. And do you have any questions or comments or anything? That was a lot of stuff to write down. So if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. Make sure there's nothing in the chat. Okay. In the Bling team, I ask if you were going to Summit, and then I ask if you were going to Shanti. Summit is so we can get a group together and kind of collaborate. And then the Shanti event is for rides. So there's nothing else. Thank you for coming. I'm going to make sure I didn't know if Audra was unmuting yourself. You're just fixing your camera. She must be fixing her camera. Okay. She can. Okay. Okay. All right. So thanks for coming. I hope that was helpful, and have a great night, guys. Bye. Gotta stop.